So welcome to another video of mine, which today I'll be talking about 3 of the best defensive formations that I've used in my top 11 career. Now, the first formation, which most of you will already know, is 4-5-1-V, also known as 4-1-2-2-1. Now, they call it 4-5-1-V because it has 4 defence, 5 midfielders, which is DMC, MC, attacking midfielder left and attacking midfielder right. This creates a V formation in the midfield with the one lone striker. Now, because it's a defence formation, I use it for defence strategies. Now, I always have my DCs, both DCs with defence arrows, because I want them to stay back and defend and help the goalkeeper defend the net. So they're always with defence arrows. Now, because my AML and AMR are the main points of attack, I will want my attack arrows on my wingers, because I want them to push up and help support the striker when it comes to attacking. Now, I see a lot of people with the attack arrow on strikers. Now, I don't see the point in this, because the striker is already up front, he's already attacking and is attacking player. So adding a attack arrow on the striker will make him go more forward, and this can create an offside opportunity for, well, an offside position for your team, making you lose possession. So I wouldn't advise putting attack arrows on a striker, but it's each individual manager's choice. I'm just stating what I believe in. Now, let's look at my next opponent. Right, so my next opponent is playing a 4-2-3-1. Now, this is an attacking formation, and no doubt it will be playing attacking strategies, and he'll have all attacking arrows on his attacking players. So the way I would play against this with 4-5-1-V, I would have no arrows on my DL and DR, because I want them to be going backwards and forwards. If I have defense arrows on, if I have defense arrows on my DL and DR, they would stay more defensive. Yes, this is you could also do this as well if you wanted to help stay back and help the defense line, but me personally, I would have them off. I wouldn't have attack arrows, because they would just help tell your DL and DR to advance more, and we don't want this with a opponent's formation that has wing players. We either want them defending or neutral. Neutral means that they are more of a free roam player. They'll be running backwards and forwards, so I'd have a more free roam if opponent has wing players. Now, if opponent has stronger AML and AMR, I'd have defense arrows on my DL and DR to keep back, stop the opponent's wingers from running down the wing and crossing in all the time. But for this example, I'd keep them off. Now, the opponent has an AMC, so I'd want my DMC with a defense arrow to help run back, to help create the defense shield. Just imagine, wherever you put arrows on players, imagine where they're going to run to, because this is what they will tend to do, and thus creating a new formation. See, with my defense arrows on my DCs and my DMC, it creates a shield formation, a shield strategy for around the goalkeeper area. Plus, if I show you now, Notice how I've got my 2 DCs on the 1 striker, so that's a 2 versus 1. And then I've got my defender left with my DMC, with my DMR, all covering his 3 attacking players. So that'll be my defence strategy right there. Now my MCs, I keep them neutral, free roam, because they can help defend or attack. They keep the possession and help maintain the control in the middle. And as he's only got 2 MCs, that'll be a 1 versus 1 on each MC. And then with, as I said earlier, my main point of attack is my AML and AMR, so they'll be pushing up when it comes to attacking and creating the 3-line attack against his 4 defenders. Now, as this is a defence formation, I stick to defence strategy and defence tactics. So my team mentality would be defence. My focus passing, like I say, my main focus is down the flanks because they're my main attackers. So I'd use either down the flanks or I'd use mixed, because I have got that lone striker. So mixed off flanks would be most suitable for this formation. Now, passing style, I like short passing because it keeps possession and it keeps control. But it also depends on the opponent's formation. Say an opponent had 4 midfielders and say I'll just move these players about. Say the opponent had like a formation like that, a 3-1-4-1-1. Now with a 4-5-1, because you've got a flank player, attacking wing player, the could run down here and playing the long balls. Obviously kick it over the midfield, straight down the wing, giving you that opportunity to create that attack, and also using the opponent's weakness to your advantage. So you can use long balls for lots of midfielders and very few defence. I use short passing to maintain possession, but again, long balls for lots of midfielders. Now, forced counter attack. A lot of people use forced counter attack with a defensive formation, but as I say, I like possession and control, and forced counter attack makes you lose possession in order for a quick attack. Now, I don't use forced counter attack because it's a defense. Forced counter attack is not really a defense tactic. It's more of a normal mentality tactic. And as I'm not using normal mentality, I'm using defensive. I want to keep as much possession and control and defense on my my strategy. Now, pressing style, low pressing. Low pressing is just all this area of your own half, where the halfway line is. Now, if you were high pressing, you'd be pressing all this area as well. So because it's defensive tactic and a defense formation, I'm using defense tactics. So low pressing, I'm just going to be defending my own area. And tackling, I use normal tackling all the time. Easy tackling, I can see the opponent easily getting the ball and, you know, you'd losing the possession. Hard tackling gives away yellow cards, red cards, gives away free kicks in dangerous areas, which you can't afford to do. Now, marking, I use man marking, which, as you can see, as I showed you earlier, with all my arrows on my certain players, creating the defense, and man marking would all my players would man mark on the individual players, making it a tight defense. See, zonal, your players would stay in their area, and as soon as the opponent's player runs, as soon as the opponent player that was here, his AMR runs into the area, that's when your defense would run onto the player, onto the opponent's player. That's what zonal is. So imagine a box around your player, and the opponent's player runs into that box. That's when your player will then defend against that player. Man mark, they'll just run straight onto the player, creating that tight, compact defense strategy, making the opponent player have less room to maneuver the ball in order to get past. And offside trap I leave off, because offside trap pushes your defense line up, which with a defense formation you don't want to do. You want your players to stay back and defend. You don't want to be pushing up too much. So the whole idea of the defensive formation is to just defend your area to stop the opponent from scoring, and then obviously you will catch him on the breaks when they've lost possession. Now, second formation. Just give me 1 second. Second formation is 4-1-3-3-1. Now, well, let me just say about 4-5-1-V. I've used that a lot on one of my accounts. I've used it nearly most of the career, and I've won 6 trebles, 2 quads, lots of doubles with it. So it's quite a good defense formation if you know how to use it properly. Now, this formation, 4-1-3 wide, 1-1. Excuse me. Again, I use similar tactics, strategy, both DCs with defense arrows, DMC with defense arrow if they've got an AMC. And because they've got, my opponent has an AMR and an AML, my DL and DR is neutral again. As you can see, my ML and MR on the wings here, they're not too high up, but I've got attack arrows to help go down the wing to help create that attack when I need to, in order to get create chances. But again, this is a defense formation. The main point of this is to have the possession and control in midfield. As you've only got the AMC and the ST for attacking, but you've got the wingers as a support and attack. Again, the tactics I use for this will be defensive. Now, focus passing, as I've got an AMC and I've got an ML, MR that push up, I can use mixed down the flanks. I can pick a certain flank, or I can pick middle. This also depends on the opponent. Now, as you can see, my opponent doesn't have a DMC, so I would use through the middle, because that is his weakness. He's got no DMC. So I would use through the middle on that, or mixed, because obviously I've got my wingers as well to help. This formation, the first time I used this, I won the quad. Excuse me. I won the quad, and then I won 2 doubles after that. So it's been quite a good formation for me. But like any formation, you need good players as well. You need to understand the formation, understand how good your players are, and understand the tactics. Yeah, so the tactics: defensive, through the middle, short passing, like I said, through the middle, mixed or flanks, depending on your opponent. Force counter-attacks off, pressing, I have low, tackling normal, man-to-man, and offside trap off. Pretty straightforward. Now for my last formation, last defensive formation, which I'm currently using at the moment, and last year I only lost 1 game throughout the entire season. I only won a double due to a troll result in the Championship League quarter-final. it's done me quite well so far. Now, the way I play with this, if you notice, I have 5 defence. I've got obviously the 3 wide defence line players, but then I've got 2 DMCs. Now with them, with the defence arrows, they would push back and stay defence, where it creates that 5 defence line. With my DL and DR, with them free roam, they could easily push up if they wanted, or they could step back to help create that 5 defence line, thus creating quite a hard defence strategy. Now also, as you can see, I have 6 midfielders. Now you're probably thinking, well, where's the 6? Well, obviously I've got the ML, and then we've got the MR, we've got the MC, but then we've got the DMC, which is defensive midfielder, so he can help defend, or he could help push up into the middle to help the midfielders. The same with the other DMC, he could defend, or he could help push up, thus creating a 5 midfield to help support the middle. Now, like I say, it all depends on front formation, but the way I play with this is, even though it's kind of like an ultra defence, because it's got the 5 defensive players, but it's also got the 6 midfielders, because you've got the AMC as well. And with all the players close by, like in a triangle formation, what I mean by that is, say my defender left, he could pass to the DC, he could pass to the DMC, which creates a triangle there, or he could pass to the DMC, or he could pass to the ML, creating another triangle formation. If you notice how close each players are, it creates a triangle, triangle, triangle formation between 3 players. So, saying that, I play team mentality normal, because I play normal because it's got 6 midfielders, 5 defensive players, thus it will help the defence, because it's been compact, and it also help the midfield with possession and control. So I use it as a normal based mentality. Focus passing, obviously you've got the wingers, and you've got the AMC in the middle, so you can use any of the mixed flanks through the middle. All depends on your opponent, to how you want to play, where their weaknesses, etc. Short passing, as I mentioned, all my players create like a triangle formation between 3 players. So short passing is better for this strategy, this formation. Force counter-attacks off as usual. Now pressing on this formation I leave high, only because I have the 6 midfielders to help that control. So during games my players would stay around the middle of the field and push the opponent back while also defending at the same time. I feel this is quite a good strategy for this formation. Tackling, normal as usual. Marking, man to man, because I want that tight marking strategy to stop the opponent making any chances. Yes, it does tire your players' condition out more, so does high pressing, so does normal, but even attacking wastes more condition on players. But yeah, man to man I use on this one again. Now offside trap, I have this on for this formation because I have the 3 wide defence. Now say a striker is pushing forward and you do offside trap on a 3 defence, your 3 defenders will push up and their striker will push forward, create an offside trap. Offside traps do tend to work better with a 3 wide defence if you're using this. I've caught a lot of offside traps on using this. Now for defenders, you've got more people, so it means less chance of creating that offside trap. So that's why I keep it on. Plus it also helps with quick counter attacks as well, because if you catch them offside and you manage to get the ball quickly, you can create a quick counter attack. And with my DCs pushing forward, say with an offside trap, they can help push up, and if I have my wingers pushing up as well, you know, it helps create a good opportunities for my strategies that I use. Like I said, this formation I use normal, but the other two formations I showed you, I use defensive tactics and defensive strategy. But yeah, this one's been quite effective. As I say, I've only lost one game this season. I lost one game last season, so it's been quite effective for me. But these are the three top formations that I've been using over the past many seasons, defense-wise. I'll be doing another video on attacking formations that I've used to help you guys out. Also, if you haven't done already, please join the Top 11 Discord server that we're currently running. We have competitions, we have giveaways, so please come and join. I'll leave a link in description, and for those who haven't done already, please subscribe to my channel to follow more videos, and I'll see you in the next video. Also, one more thing, I will try to do this Asian tour live streaming, so if I have the time, stay tuned, and I'll see you then.